DOJ is trying to break up Google, and they should. DOJ won a court fight with Google and got the judge to declare them an unlawful monopoly. Now they're thinking about how they can go about limiting Google's dominance and are willing to go as far as breaking them up as a company. They will start with forced sale of Google Chrome browser. The US government hasn't done anything like that in over 40 years, since they broke up Bell Systems' monopoly on the telephone service market. There is no doubt that Google has a monopoly on the market. It currently holds over 90% of the entire search business. But that's not the issue. It's not illegal to be dominant in your business. If I made hats for two-headed dogs, I'd probably be the only one doing it. So I'd have 100% share of the market, right? That wouldn't be an illegal monopoly. What Google is doing is blocking its competition by paying other browsers to be the default option in them. So Apple, Mozilla, and the rest of them all receive a hefty payment from Google to make it the default in web browsers and mobile phones. And Google is paying big money. The judge presiding on this case made Google disclose the numbers. They paid $26 billion to other companies in 2023 alone. $20 billion of those went to Apple to be the default search engine on all Apple devices. In reality, they probably paid so much to dissuade Apple from making their own search tools that could potentially rival Google's. Why would you spend $20 billion to make something when you can earn $20 billion and have the most popular search option on your devices? So they aren't taking up most of the market just by being better than their competitors. They are paying their way through, and that's illegal. Now, Google did try to wiggle its way out of this by claiming that these aren't anti-competitive practices because people can easily switch from the default option. But come on, man. When was the last time you switched from the default option of anything, let alone a search engine? Yeah, exactly. That's what the DOJ said as well. Now, I'd usually be the first one to tell the government to f off from private companies. But because Google is a dominant player in the search market, they are also the dominant one in the search ad business. That I have a problem with. If you're advertising in the papers or on television, you can shop around, right? Don't like the prices on NBC, advertise on ABC. Don't like the ad prices in the New York Times, go check out the competition and get an ad in the Wall Street Journal or the Washington Post. Don't like how Google handles ads? Well, you can get fucked because there's no alternative. Google refused to take millions of dollars from Cake.com. My software company actually had a massive issue with this recently because Google decided to cancel all our ad accounts just because we didn't want to pay via wire. We wanted to keep paying with a credit card, but if the Google overlords say it must be done via wire, then you really don't have anything else you can do other than say f off and stop paying, and consequently stop advertising over Google. And I'm not talking about small amounts here. Up until recently, we were paying out millions of dollars to Google per year, and now we spend $0 with Google. A company that can say no thank you to that kind of cash is either crazy or holds a monopoly and doesn't really give a shit about millions of dollars of lost revenue. If you don't advertise with Google, there's nowhere else to go. They strangled the competition and now keep such a stronghold on the market that people, consumers, and businesses don't have any alternative. And Google knows that, so they can make up the rules as they go. That's what the government has a problem with. Now, am I totally for breaking up? Not necessarily, but I do think something has to be done to curb Google assholes. All remedies proposed by the DOJ could easily backfire because they can impact the quality of the search engine without actually doing anything about Google's dominance. But people should definitely stop using Google and give a chance to other search engines.